On today's Primetime Local News, how Sunwing's system-wide outages affected a local woman in her trip to Mexico. City Council gets an in-depth look at startup Lloydminster's new strategic plan.
I think that the course they've laid out is terrific. It brings opportunity for people and will continue to grow the business community in our city, which is tremendous.
And more on a 2022 NCAA hockey coach with local ties.
Prime Time Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Startup Lloydminster is aiming to continue its efforts in supporting local businesses. City Council heard more about the nonprofit's new strategic plan during a presentation last week.
You can start up new businesses, you can build a business. You're at a certain point, you want to take it to the next level, be it from $1 million to $10 million worth of business. What does it take? That's a huge jump. Startup Lloydminster wants to help people with that.
Startup's presentation detailed a new 4-year plan. The organization wants to help local entrepreneurs to excel in a post-pandemic landscape. Existing programs will stay in place, but they also want to increase sustainable revenue streams while enhancing supports for small business and further collaborating to explore future opportunities.
When you're working and starting out a new business, it's not easy. Cash flow is a challenge, and any excess bills are just adds to their dilemmas. So I think that the course they've laid out is terrific. It brings opportunity for people and will continue to grow the business community in our city.
Startup Lloydminster is partially funded by the city, with the organization receiving over $81,000 last year. Local schools have been looking for ways to connect with parents and kids in this week's Beyond the Classroom, Jasmine King tells us how one school is making that possible.
Over the past month, Father Gorman School has been hosting family gym nights for different age groups. One of their most recent nights was for grade 3 students and their families.
Pre-COVID, we ran family gym nights in our schools for families to participate in being active and getting to know other classmates and other parents in their child's classes. So when COVID hit, we had to pause, and now that we're kind of moving forward, parents are excited to get back in the gym and get playing with their children.
Father Gorman is hoping that the gym night can strengthen relationships between parents and the school community.
I feel like there's lots of benefits for families to come out with their children. They get to meet other children in their child's class. They get to meet other parents, maybe some other neighbors, and just to get comfortable being in the school and then moving. We've had so much screen time over this last little bit that just moving, playing games, interacting, making that connection is all real important things.
The school also welcomes in Midwest family connections to the gym night so they can share resources with those who may need it.
I'm just sharing some information on resiliency ideas, so ways to encourage that relationship between yourself and your child, different activities that you can do with your kids as well. And then I also have our program calendar, which just gives an idea of what are some of our current programs going on.
For this week's Beyond the Classroom, I'm Jasmine King.
At Lakeland College, our students are challenged to go beyond the classroom, so when industry knocks, they're ready to thrive. Learn more at lakelandcollege.ca.
A woman from Meadow Lake is finally back in Saskatchewan after experiencing a travel nightmare with Sunwing Airlines. Stacy Comer chatted with her about the experience.
Sharon Moncrief is joining us today from Meadow Lake to talk about her recent experience with Sunwing Airlines. As most people are aware, Sunwing's been in the news lately because of all the delays that has been happening. There's been an issue with their system. Sharon, you are joining us from Meadow Lake today. You are back from Mexico. Thank you for speaking with us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So tell me about your experience. You, in fact, did have to deal with a delay as well. Is that correct?
We did. I guess we were one of the lucky ones. We were only delayed 24 hours basically from when we were supposed to fly out.
So how does that work then? It still must be kind of a nightmare when you have things planned and you are going to the airport, you've already checked out of your hotel, and then you find out there's a delay. Is it quite a hassle when that happened?
Well, we didn't find out until we got to the airport. We got on to the bus. They took us to the airport and they said, "Oh, our system is down right now. It's been down for an hour. Just stand outside and we'll be right back and give you some updates." And about an hour later, we hadn't had any updates and we were mostly all still standing outside waiting. So a group of us decided to go into the airport and just find out what was going on. And we really hadn't been told anything other than the site was down and they'd let us know as soon as they could. And we got there about 2:30 on Sunday afternoon. And by 6 o'clock, they had let us know that the flights had been canceled and that they were going to be sending us to a hotel for the night.
So how does that work then? Was it the same hotel that you guys had stayed in, or is it a different hotel and they pick up the cost right away, or are you responsible for that initially?
They actually bussed us to a new resort, or a new hotel, I should say, not a resort. And they covered the cost of everything. They gave us all inclusive. So we had our meals and our room, pardon me, and our room.
So was it, it was a day and I get it's an inconvenience, but is it still something that is maybe going to prevent you from traveling with them in the future because of this? Or are you actually kind of happy the way that it was handled?
I don't know about happy. The only thing I can say for us in particular is there was no communication between Sunwing and us. We got no emails, we got no text messages, not nothing from Sunwing. Thankfully, we had a travel agent we were working with who was fantastic at answering questions that when she had them, she would definitely let us know what she knew. And it was over Easter, so thankfully she was checking her phone and helping us out, which we really appreciated.
Well, and that might be a different scenario because a lot of people do book online and book their own travel reservations. So if you're going through one of those type of companies, it might be even more difficult to get a hold of. Does this make you think that maybe it's a really good idea to use a travel agent when traveling and leaving the country?
We had booked one vacation on our own, and since then we have used this lady, and I will always continue. She's been fantastic helping us.
So what would you say, Sharon, to people who are thinking about traveling Sunwing in the future and they have had other issues besides this one? Would you recommend that, they don't travel with them or that they make sure that they have insurance or what would you say to that?
Absolutely, always make sure you have insurance. I mean, we over buy insurance when we go, just you never know what's going to happen. Will we travel with Sunwing again? Yes, I really hope that they change their communication and contact people that are affected directly, I guess, a little bit better. Not send their Sunwing reps out to all the chaos and try and get them to explain it to hundreds of people who are angry that they're not flying home.
All right, Sharon. Well, we are glad you are back safe in Canada and everything worked out well after the one day of delay, because I know there are many people, including some others from Meadow Lake, who are still down there and have been 3 days now, have had their flights canceled. So we're thankful that you're back and hopefully your next experience is a little bit better than this one.
Yes, thanks.
Moving forward, this week is Construction Week, as our Shelby Clark chatted with the Lloydminster Construction Association on how they're acknowledging some of the hardworking people in our community.
Today for Primetime Local News for Construction Week here in the Border City, we are speaking with Dorothy Carson with the Lloydminster Construction Association. So thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Now, starting off with this Construction Week, what's all involved in this?
So it started last year, just with the Think First committee that the Lloydminster Construction Association sits on. We're usually doing a try-a-trade event and promoting the trades to our youth at this time of year. But with the COVID-19, we haven't been able to have that event. So we decided to put on a construction week and just promote the trades, just promote the hardworking men and women in our area and give them a little bit of recognition.
You're saying now this is the second year. What's all planned for this week and what's been happening so far, I guess, with the association to kind of help us celebrate the excellence in our communities?
Yeah, so we're doing some radio ads, just providing some recognition to the industry. We're also doing a couple of giveaways. So we're trying to promote hire local, eat local, shop local. So we've teamed up with a lot of local restaurants and retailers just to promote that local first thoughts. And yeah, we have a couple of giveaways, and the Lloydminster Construction Association is finally getting their new website out. So just providing everybody with more information on construction. So there's a member directory and just promotions of our 130 members that we have within our nonprofit organization.
And have you been seeing that same strong response from residents for Construction Week for this year as compared to last year's?
Actually, there's a couple of more organizers that have come on board. We've got the Lakeland Regional Safety, so we're also promoting safety within the week. And there's actually a lot of companies that have seen our ads already and asked to participate with us for next year's event. So it's the word is getting out there, and it's turning into a bigger week.
Perfect. And for people here in the border city that may not know how to get involved in this and help support, where could they go online and be able to find more information about this?
Well, our new website is coming out as of Thursday. So our new website is lloydca.ca, and there's some information on who we are, what we do, and how we promote the trades. Also provides the information on our BuildWorks Canada, which is our online plans room, and our #1 service, which is where the work is, and promoting tender opportunities to our membership and throughout Alberta and Saskatchewan.
And with already seeing some strong responses, with Construction Week for the past 2 years, is there already some planning for next year's event?
Yeah, no, next year we're hoping to add back our Try a Trade event. So we'll be promoting the event to over 1,400 high school students once again. And the event for next year will be during the week of April 23rd to 29th. And just glad to be promoting the construction trades in the Lloydminster area.
Awesome. Well, it's really great to know that there is some good initiative here in the border city and with the association to help celebrate the excellence in our communities for all the hardworking men and women involved in construction. So once again, thank you so much for joining us today, Dorothy.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Last night's snowfall came as a bit of a shock for some people in the border city, including our Shelby Clark. Now it's time to check in with her for a look at your forecast.
Thanks very much, Tate. Like me, you may have to bust out your winter coat and your Uggs once again, but now tomorrow, you won't be needing these no more. We're going to be seeing a beautiful day, and right now we are still seeing a beautiful day even with that snowfall. We are sitting at 4 degrees here in the border city with a mix of some sun and cloud. We aren't seeing too much of a wind chill, but we did see a sunnier day that did help down a lot of that snow. So hopefully everybody's still out there enjoying their day, even though we did see quite a bit of that snowfall we got throughout the night. Now switching over to temperatures across the region for Alberta and Saskatchewan. On the Alberta side, most spots are seeing 6 degrees, so we are still seeing some nice temperatures on the Alberta side. 5 in Vermilion, while it is 4 in both Wainwright, Marwayne and Edmonton actually. 7 degrees up in Lac La Biche, and Provost is looking slightly cooler, just hitting 3. Switching now to our Saskatchewan side, they are seeing those plus temperatures as well, but not as warm as the Alberta side. 3 and 2 degrees in most spots on the map, as you can see, and Pearson is looking quite the warmest, around 5. And for North Battleford overnight, they will be cooling down to -10, so they will be drastically dropping for their evening low from that 3-degree mark. So they will be cooling down quite a bit for their evening low, but they won't be seeing any more flurries for tonight. And tomorrow they will be seeing 5 degrees throughout the day with a mix of some sun and cloud. Switching now to Cold Lake, they'll be cooling down to -5, so they won't be cooling down too much from where they are sitting at. They will be seeing some cloudier skies throughout the evening. And then tomorrow they'll be seeing a beautiful day at 8 degrees, and they will be seeing a little bit more more sun peeking behind those clouds. And for us in the border city, we'll unfortunately be cooling down to -10, but don't fright, we won't be seeing no more snowfall for tonight. We will be seeing 5 degrees, so slightly warmer tomorrow. As I was saying, it will help melt this down, and we will be seeing a mix of some sun and clouds. So we will be seeing a lot more sun peeking behind those clouds like we kind of saw today. And now showing off one of the photo submissions we got to our Facebook page. I love this photo. It really showed the difference of what we got with that snowfall there. This one's a nice one from Claire. This is a beautiful shot. You can continue to submit your weather photos to our Facebook page. I will use them on my weather segments. But this is a nice one because it really showed how that snowfall hit randomly overnight, which was, like Tate said, a big shock to a lot of residents here in the border city. But I'm glad everyone is still keeping a positive mindset, and we're used to this here in Alberta and Saskatchewan. So hopefully we won't be seeing any more of that, but we will be seeing some sunnier days, which is good to see. That's the first look at your weather forecast. We'll have more news coming up after the break.
For the 9th time in school history, the University of Denver men's hockey team are national champions. One player on the roster is from Saskatchewan, 6 are from Alberta, but that's not where the Prairie connection ends. Dallas Ferguson from Wainwright is an assistant coach with the Pioneers. As a former Lloydminster Blazer, he captured his first national championship in his 17th year coaching college hockey.
Now that we're back from Boston and I've had some time to kind of sit back and relax a little bit, I think you start to recognize, what the team had accomplished this year. You kind of just grow an appreciation of the whole season and what the guys did, through different phases of the season. And, you feel really proud, to be a part of, such a special group, and to be able to win everything is, one of those things, just an amazing feeling.
Another Lloydminster connection comes with sophomore defenseman Reed Irwin, who previously played 98 games in a Bobcat sweater.
I think his best hockey is yet to come, and but we certainly have seen growth in his game and felt that he's going in that direction. He's been a good teammate, and he's learned a lot while he's been here. And but Reed has, I think, come along, and he's done a nice job for what we've asked him to do.
3 AJHL players are committed to join Denver next season. Now it's time to take a look at some of your pet pad picture submissions. And if you haven't gotten your photos in yet, there is still lots of time before we announce the winner of this week's Pet Pad gift card on Friday.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Joining me right now on Primetime Local News is Shannon Doka from Saskatchewan's Common Ground Alliance. And Shannon, I think a lot of people are becoming increasingly familiar with the term click before you dig. But right now, the SCGA is putting further emphasis on that saying, with April being Dig Safe Month. So in light of that, in what kind of ways is the organization promoting awareness right now?
Thanks, Tate. Appreciate the opportunity to talk Dig Safe. It isn't just in April, it is an everyday occurrence. Every day of the year, we all want to remember 4 simple words: click before you dig. It's the best way possible to make sure that you are not going to disrupt any of the underground services, right? We've got power, we've got energy, we've got gas, oil, your telecommunications, right? We want to make sure that those vital, very important services are not disturbed. For our municipalities, right? We've got water lines. If people are out there doing road construction, we've got to take care that we're not going to damage any of those underground facilities. And using the click before you dig service is the first step in being safe.
And online, I've noticed that SCGA is actually taking the opportunity to educate and inform with some YouTube videos. So, do you mind just talking a little bit about those?
For sure, Tate. So, for over 30 years, the Saskatchewan Common Ground Alliance and its member sponsor companies who are industry representatives have always funded great safety videos that anyone can use. And the topics include safe digging steps, who's responsible, what to do if you come across abandoned lines. We've also even showed real life what happens if you know, are near a power line, right? We've got some real life content there that anyone can use. It can be good for homeowners to just educate themselves. For those contractors that are out there working, it is a reminder that something could happen, but we want you to be safe and use those best practices. We talk about best practices throughout the safety videos, and our YouTube channel has great content in there. There's, a number of different stories or playlists, as they're called. And if any of our managers, safety managers, need content for a safety meeting or tailgate meetings, they're very short, sweet, to the point, and they can be shared with anyone.
And tying things in locally here towards the end of the month, on April 27th, the SCGA is going to be hosting a Dig Safe breakfast here in Lloydminster. So, could I just get you to provide some of the details on that?
For sure. Again, over 30 years, the SCGA has been doing the grassroots public awareness, right? That's getting those frontline workers in there, our emergency personnel, our townspeople, to understand the importance of being safe when they're digging. So something that has been occurring in Saskatchewan is the Contractor Dig Safe breakfast. And of course, having known what we've just been through, we're excited that we're at least back to having two this year versus in the past where we've done over 20, year after year, right? So April 27th in Lloydminster, we're going to be at the exhibition grounds. One of our good member sponsors, Aztec Safety, is helping us bring this event here. We're partnering with Utility Safety Partners, which is the Common Ground Alliance Initiative and One Call Center in Alberta. So it's a very great joint event for your border city. And we're looking forward to welcoming folks from the digging community and talking Dig Safe, talking best practices, and just making sure people remember, click before you dig.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Once again, Stephanie Dobson is joining us this week. Stephanie is a lawyer and mediator at Henke Divorce Law and Mediation here in Lloydminster. And Stephanie, today we're going to revisit Up a Notch Learning, which is a creation of yours. Tell us a little bit about what it is, because it has changed since we spoke about it. I guess it was well over a year ago.
Yeah, it's that it does feel like a lifetime ago. We actually talked about it in December of 2020, which of course in COVID terms is a lifetime ago. So we at Up a Notch Learning, it's a sort of an offshoot of my Henke Divorce Law and Mediation law firm. So Up a Notch Learning is an e-learning platform to empower separating and divorcing families with resources to make informed decisions and to become a healthy, thriving family in their lives moving forward. So for families to access our resources, literally anyone anywhere in the world can access these resources. It's not jurisdiction specific, so it's not specific to Alberta, Saskatchewan, where I practice law, and they can join for free. 97% of our resources on the site inside the platform are all free.
And what are those resources, Stephanie? What types of resources are on the site?
Well, this is what I was finding was really interesting as I was thinking about the growth that has happened within Up a Notch Learning in preparation for our topic today. And when we did it the last time, there was only a couple of interviews on there, and there was our e-learning course. But we have tons and tons of things in there. So the resources are really divided into two categories. So there's the free stuff, and then there's the affordable course content. So it's actually an online course that we have in there. So with respect to the free resources, we've got tons of blogs. We've got ebooks that are available for instant download. We've got a list of book recommendations. Over 80 books are in our book recommendations all about separation and divorce. We've got an interview series. Last time it was only a couple of interviews that were on there. We've now got over 2,000 minutes of videos with divorce professionals around the world who share their knowledge about various topics that families and parents will have to consider as they separate. And we've also got a book club. So in that book club, I discuss divorce-related books, either with the author of the book or with other professionals. So under the affordable course content, we have one e-course for purchase. It's called Healthy Thriving Families 101. And this is a foundational course for families who are either considering separation or who are really just at the beginning of their transition into that being separated. So that course can be purchased either by the module or the full course itself. So inside that course, there's 7 modules, all self-directed. Do it in any order you want, as many times as you want. And in each module, there's a worksheet and a video. So let me just give a really quick example of some of these modules. Of course, you can check it out on the website. So the first one, creating a divorce mission statement, learning to surround yourself with supportive people, how to talk to the kids about the separation, how to find the right divorce process for your situation and the right professional, how to prepare for separation, and finally, divorce wellness.
Stephanie, it's obvious that you're passionate about this subject, and being as it is what you do, that's a good reason for it. But what is kind of the thing that drives you? Why do you want to do this and help educate others?
So, I've been practicing in family law and mediation for over 16 years, and quite simply, I have this extreme passion for helping separating and divorcing families thrive in 2 homes. As a divorce professional, I've seen firsthand the effect of parental conflict on the ability for parents and their children to be resilient. And so much of this conflict I know is preventable. But you need the right information, the right tools to create that really effective co-parenting foundation. So by providing these resources, my hope is to contribute positively to families who want to learn how to become that healthy, thriving family after separation and divorce. So this e-learning platform really integrates well with my mission at my law firm, Henke Divorce Law and Mediation, because at our firm, we exclusively help families who want to be empowered to write that new family story and to develop lifelong, peaceful, positive, and thriving relationships. So we believe in giving tools to these families to succeed in their future. And that's just key to our mission.
Well, if anybody was looking for more information, whether it be the free courses or they want to get into a little bit deeper, how do they find this, Stephanie?
Well, we have a link on our henkedivorce.ca law firm website. If you go under resources, you'll find all of our e-learning stuff. There's lots more information. It also has a link to direct you to the separate site, which is upanotchlearning.com. So go directly to upanotchlearning.com, or you can go at it through our henkedivorce.ca website.
All right, Stephanie. Well, thank you so much again for joining us, and we will chat with you again next week.
Yeah, thanks, Stacey.
And enough with taking a quick look at your 7-day forecast. We will be seeing some more springtime coming up here with 6 and 7 Thursday and Friday with a little bit more sun peeking behind those clouds. Then get ready to see those double digits for our weekend. Now we're really hitting summer with 11 degrees on Saturday and Sunday, and we'll be seeing some more sunnier days as well. And then heading into next week, we will be seeing some warmer temperatures compared to what we have been seeing this week, with Monday at 9 degrees. Tuesday, we'll be seeing those double digits once again, and we'll be even warming up later on. And then Wednesday, we will be seeing that 4-degree mark with a mix of some sun and cloud.
Thank you very much, Shelby. Loving that trio of 11s. That right there is all the time we have for right now, though. If you missed anything, you can catch more news in the next hour.